friends, and today on this review we have this beautiful Infiniti 2015 year Q40. They changed the name on this car this year, I mean past year 2015, because they were having a naming brand new naming thing going on with Qs. So this car is now not G37, it's Q40 vehicle. Very beautiful design. I absolutely love this line over here coming down on the rear wheels, rear hunches. Really accentuates the proportions and design of the rear wheel drive, even though it's an all-wheel drive vehicle, and it's Q40 once again. Okay, so we have here 18-inch wheels. They are wrapped in a semi-sport Eagle RSA tires, 225 with track on the wheels, on the tires. Let's check out the I also absolutely like, for this year they also integrated 3.7 engines, 3.7 displacement put it up here. They show really that this engine is powerful and it produces 3.7 liters, and it is a powerful vehicle, and for 328 horsepower it absolutely devours the road, and it's very compliant as well. It's a luxury vehicle. One is a high quality car and a luxury vehicle. I really appreciate the materials here. They are high quality materials. You're not gonna find a lot of hard plasticky materials only over here. A couple of sections of the vehicle. Mostly this car has all soft touch materials, leather wrapped shift knob, leather wrapped steering wheel once again, beautiful cup holders over here, little storage drawer over here. You have heated seats for winter, absolutely very luxurious for that type of matter. But also you have a snow mode, because this car has an all-wheel drive feature. You have the automatic climate control, dual automatic climate control, which is important to note. You have an optional navigation system that this car comes with. You have a sunroof and moonroof. I also like this top section of the vehicle having a soft touch material as well, material type of cloth type of material. And the only downside I have about this interior is the color deviation of being a dark interior here, a dark trim, dark seats, black seats, and having a white interior on top. That's the only downside that I have. I also like this key that they have for this vehicle. This is a regular key that they had for a long time, but it does its purpose. It's very comfortably laid out keys, Infiniti logo over here. And also I like this feature that you don't have to put your key anywhere in the car. If you hold in the key, or if you have it in your pocket, you can keep it in a pocket. But if you have the key and it's always falling out of your pocket and it's uncomfortable, you can put this in this spot, the key, which is very comfortable. I really like this feature. Also you get the optional door sills with the Infiniti sign on it. Very good touch as well. I also wanted to mention the speedometer. It is very interesting the way it looks. It's very sporty, but at the same time you feel like it's a luxury type of feel to it. So let's check out the exhaust on this car. Here, those 328 horsepower really let themselves be known, and 267 pound-feet of torque, and all-wheel drive in this car. It competes with a lot of BMWs and Mercedes-Benzes being in a higher level than this car. And when this first came out in 2007, it had only 300 horsepower, but later on throughout the years Infiniti have improved this vehicle, and last iteration of this being Q40 ended up being 328 horsepower. Now Q50 that we're gonna be soon reviewing is gonna have same horsepower for 2016 and the S model and regular model, but they have a different design a little bit. I also wanted to talk about the appointments in this car in terms of being how comfortable it is. For example, on a steering wheel you have this entertainment options here, as well as Bluetooth connectivity and options. You can call somebody, you can go back on a menu. It's very comfortable. Volume is here, also volume keys, and you have a cruise control as well over here. This car unfortunately doesn't come with adaptive cruise control that like it did back in the day in 2013 fully loaded G37s used to have, but it's still very good. Also, you get optional Bose sound system, and you get 10 speakers, which is very good for this vehicle, very powerful. So whoever likes sound systems and thinking about purchasing this vehicle in being as used vehicle because they don't produce them anymore, they should go for it, because it absolutely so powerful that it sometimes beats on your legs. The sound is so strong. I also wanted to mention how this transmission is. This is a sporty transmission. At the same time, it's a very soft transmission, but you have the option to put it in a sport mode, like so, with manual shifts. You have that option, but unfortunately, the only downside with that transmission, you don't get pedal shifters on this Q40 model, and you can't get it on Q40 model even if you want to opt for it as an option. They weren't coming with it. Okay friends, so in terms of the back seat, I'm sitting very comfortably here. As you can see, I'm sitting behind myself, and I have a good leg room, I have a good headroom, and I really appreciate this sitting position. Material of the leather here is absolutely awesome. I really feel like I'm in a luxury vehicle. Sometimes I even feel like driving this car, or having to sit in the back seat or somebody's driving. I really feel like this car has been really thought of and engineered very well, not just being a sporty vehicle, but it also is a luxury vehicle. It's not stiff, it's very good, compliant ride, and on the back seat you're not gonna feel like you are being driven by the sports car, even though this car has 328 horsepower. Also good to mention, you have this vents over here, very comfortably laid out. You can turn them on or off. Also, you have here support for your hands on a long journey. If you feel like you're going somewhere for a long time and you want to feel comfortable, you have this option to put this down, and if you have a beverage or a coffee, you can put it here and it's gonna be comfortably where you left it. Also, you have the option. This vehicle doesn't have the drop down seats, but this vehicle has this section where you can unlock and you can put skis or something long that you wouldn't have option otherwise if you didn't have this. Also, very important to note, you have the child seats over there, and I've heard they're very comfortable to put on this. So in terms of the trunk, as you can see here, absolutely huge trunk on this vehicle. I think you can put, I could be wrong, but I think you can put more than 3 golf bags over here. And let's check out if I can fit in this thing. Oh. And yes, I can. I'm 6 feet, and I approve this message for this trunk. You can see over here you have this handle or latch, where if you lock yourself in there by mistake, you have the option to get out. And as you can see, this is absolute a powerhouse of an engine. Apart of being just beautiful the way it looks over here on the engine bay, this car produces 328 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque. Absolutely ridiculous amount of power. When it came out in 2010 with this horsepower, it was overwhelming, and competition was not even trying to keep up with this car. But it was absolutely beautiful back in the day. Having to integrate luxury and performance all together with this car, it was very popular and still is. But you also have this sporty edge of this vehicle. with 267 torque. Also helps that 328 horsepower propel this car from 0 to 60 in under 5.5 seconds, which is absolutely ridiculous for this type of vehicle. It's not even a performance sedan like known competitors such as S4 or BMW M series cars, M3, M4, or cars like Mercedes-Benz C63 back in the day, not the new ones. But this car absolutely delivers for the younger driver. If he wants to push this car, he can do it. If he wants to have a soft driving feel, he can also have that, as well as for the older people or people in age who are older than 40 years old or 50 years old. They can also appreciate this car, and I see a lot of people actually driving these things without even knowing sometimes that this thing can propel and drive really quick. Also, I like the navigation system, very comfortable infotainment system. You have the option to control it through the touch screen and touch sensitive, being a touch vehicle, being a touch navigation, but also you can control it through these knobs over here. And this is very easy to use. I wish they did this on every other vehicle, because this was very straightforward. Coming to the downsides of this vehicle, if you're thinking about saving gas, this is not a vehicle for you, because as you can see over here, average fuel economy is 16.2 mile per gallon. It's very gas thirsty. So if you're thinking about that, that's the one of the downsides of this vehicle. Also positives, being a good sound system, having a sunroof, and also having auto dimming rear view mirror. They come standard on this Q40, and I really appreciate this car, and I hope Infiniti will keep doing cars like this, because they really evoke a sense of driving every time you sit in them. So until next time, guys, I hope you will you enjoyed this review of this Infiniti Q40, and I hope it was a very interesting and a learning experience for you.